You see the pictures on Instagram, you watch the travel shows, you read the blogs, endless images, ancient temples, sprawling cities, pristine beaches. A deep longing stirs inside you. It's the call of the open road, the desire to see the world, to experience something new, something different. But then a familiar thought creeps in, casting a long shadow over your dream. I can't afford it. That single sentence has crushed more travel dreams than any other excuse in the book. It feels like a massive, unmovable wall standing between you and the adventure you crave. You believe you need a trust fund, or a six-figure salary. I'm here to tell you that this belief is a myth. It's a story we've been told. The idea that travel is a luxury reserved only for the wealthy is one of the biggest misconceptions out there. I've been traveling the world for over a decade. It's not about how much money you have in the bank, it's about your mindset, your priorities, and your willingness to be a little creative. The world isn't as expensive as you think. You just need to know the right way to approach it. This isn't about winning the lottery, it's about making smart choices. Think of it this way. What if the biggest obstacle wasn't your bank account but your own limiting beliefs? What if the "I'm broke" excuse was just that, an excuse? The number one reason people tell me they don't travel is money. It's the giant elephant in every room where travel dreams are discussed. We've been conditioned to equate travel with vacation. We think of 2-week all-inclusive packages that cost thousands of dollars. Expensive hotels, fancy dinners, guided tours. That is one way to travel, yes, but it is not the only way. Long-term budget travel is a completely different beast. It's a lifestyle, not a vacation. And when you shift your perspective, you'll see that the costs can be surprisingly low. Let's break down the actual costs. When you're at home, you're constantly spending money. Rent or a mortgage. Utilities, car insurance, groceries, internet, your phone bill, subscriptions, daily coffees. Add all that up, it's a lot, right? Now imagine if you could eliminate most of those bills. When you're traveling long-term, you don't have rent. You don't have utility bills, you don't have a car payment. Suddenly that huge chunk of your monthly income is freed up. You'll find that life on the road in many parts of the world, like Southeast Asia, Eastern Europe, can be cheaper than your life at home. The secret is to travel like a local, not a tourist. Tourists pay premium prices for convenience and comfort. Travelers, on the other hand, seek out value and authenticity. Flights are often the first major expense that makes people give up on their travel dreams. You search for a ticket from New York to Rome, see a price tag of $1,200, and immediately close the browser tab. I get it. That initial sticker shock is real. But finding cheap flights is a game, and once you learn the rules, you can become very good at playing it. The first rule is to be flexible. If you are locked into specific dates and a specific destination, you will always pay more. The more flexible you are with when and where you go, the more money you will save. Period. Use flight search engines like Google Flights, Skyscanner, Momondo, but don't just search for your dream destination. Use their Explore Everywhere features. You can put in your home airport and select Everywhere as your destination. The search engine will then show you the cheapest places you can fly to from your city. Maybe you had your heart set on Paris, but you find a flight to Lisbon for a third of the price. Why not start your European adventure in Portugal instead? Be open to letting the deals guide your itinerary. This is how you find those incredible, unbelievable flight deals that people talk about. Another key strategy is to fly on off-peak days and during the shoulder season. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Saturdays are generally the cheapest days to fly. Avoid Fridays, Sundays, as that's when business travelers and weekenders are flying, driving prices up. Finally, don't forget about budget airlines. These no-frills carriers can get you from one country to another for the price of a pizza. Sure, you might have to pay extra for a checked bag and you won't get a complimentary meal, but who cares? Pack light in a carry-on and grab a sandwich at the airport. Once you've landed in your destination, your next biggest expense will be accommodation. This is another area where people assume they need to spend a fortune. They picture sterile hotel rooms, inflated prices, minibars designed to empty your wallet. It's time to completely erase that image from your mind. For budget travelers, the world of accommodation is vast, varied, and incredibly affordable. The king of budget accommodation, and my personal favorite, is the humble hostel. If you've never stayed in one, you might have a strange image in your head, but modern hostels are amazing. Hostels are no longer the dingy, unsafe places they might have been decades ago. Today they are vibrant social hubs for travelers from all over the world. You can book a bed in a dormitory for a fraction of the price of a hotel room, often between $15 and $30 per night, even in major Western cities. Most hostels are clean safe, offer free Wi-Fi communal kitchens, a huge money saver and common areas where you can meet other travelers. They often organize free walking tours and social events, making it easy to make friends if you're traveling solo. Hostels aren't just a place to sleep, they are an integral part of the travel experience itself. Beyond hostels, there are many other budget-friendly options. In many parts of the world, especially Southeast Asia, Latin America, you can find private rooms in guest houses or small family-run hotels for incredibly low prices. These offer more privacy than a dorm room, but still maintain that local, authentic feel. You're often staying in a room attached to a family's home, which provides a unique cultural insight. So, what if I told you that you could travel without spending any money on accommodation or food? And, what if you could even get paid to be in a foreign country? It probably sounds way too good to be true, but honestly, it's a reality for thousands of travelers around the globe. This is the world of work exchanges and working abroad. The concept is actually pretty simple. You trade a few hours of your time and skills each day for a free place to stay, and often free meals. This can slash your travel budget by more than half, letting you stay on the road for months or even years. One of the most popular platforms is Workaway. Small annual fee, access to thousands of hosts worldwide. Hosts look for volunteers for all sorts of projects, helping at a hostel reception in Colombia, taking care of sled dogs in Finland, gardening with a family in Italy, teaching English at a small school in Vietnam. Typically you work around 4 to 5 hours a day, 5 days a week, and in exchange you get your bed and board. The rest of the time is yours to explore the local area. Another option is house sitting. Homeowners need trustworthy sitters to look after homes and pets. Sites like Trusted House Sitters connect travelers and homeowners. Live in a comfortable home, for free. Want to actually earn? Consider teaching English abroad. South Korea, China, many parts of the Middle East. There is a way to travel and pay nothing for accommodation. Zero. It's called Couchsurfing. It's a global community connecting travelers and local hosts, built on trust and cultural exchange. Locals with a spare bed couch floor space offer it for free. You get a place to sleep, but also an instant local connection. A personal guide showing the insider city view. You're not a tourist anymore, you're a guest. Host takes you to a neighborhood restaurant. Host introduces you to friends. Host invites you to a family dinner. Host shows a hidden viewpoint. Authentic, unscripted moments become cherished memories. See culture from the inside out. Understand daily local life. Forge genuine, borderless connections. Of course, safety is a primary concern. Couchsurfing, profiles, references, verifications. Read reviews from past travelers. Check how long they've been a member. Check their response rate. Use common sense. Read profiles carefully. Do a video call with a potential host. Have a backup plan, like the address of a nearby hostel. For solo female travelers, consider female hosts or families. Sometimes you just need to see that someone else has done it. You need proof that it's possible. Let me tell you about Tomislav from Croatia. He traveled the world for over 1,000 days, spending an average of less than $10 a day. He hitchhiked over 100,000 kilometers. He couch surfed almost exclusively. He even slept in a tent in the middle of cities when he had to. He ate simple local food and avoided tourist traps. His story isn't about luxury, it's about pure, unadulterated adventure. He proved that with enough determination, your budget can be almost zero. Then there's my friend Kristen, a high school teacher in Chicago. She felt trapped by routine and dreamed of exploring Latin America. She spent a year saving aggressively, cutting non-essential expenses. She sold her car, she stopped eating out. She picked up extra tutoring gigs. She saved $15,000. She made it last over a year and a half. She stayed in hostels, volunteered on organic farms for food and board, took long, slow bus journeys instead of flights. Her story shows disciplined saving and a clear goal can fund an extraordinary adventure. I met Nick and Doris from Canada. They were tired of their jobs and wanted a life of travel. They didn't have much savings, so they got creative. They decided to house sit. First house sit, Grenada. A beautiful home and a couple of dogs. We've covered a lot. We've busted the myth that travel is only for the rich. We've talked about practical ways to find cheap flights, affordable accommodation, and even opportunities to work your way around the world. You've read stories of real people who turned their travel dreams into reality with little more than creativity and determination. The information is all here. The path is laid out before you. The excuses that once seemed like insurmountable walls should now look more like small hurdles you can easily step over. The only thing left to do is to take the first step. A dream without a plan is just a wish. Right now, your dream of travel might feel big and overwhelming. The key is to break it down into small, manageable actions. Don't think about a one-year trip around the world. Instead, think about what you can do today. Can you open a separate savings account and name it Travel Fund? Can you deposit just $10 into it? Can you spend an hour researching budget destinations in Southeast Asia? Can you look up volunteer opportunities on Workaway? Taking one small, concrete action makes your dream feel real and achievable. It builds momentum. Remember, you don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to plan every single day of your trip before you leave. The most beautiful moments in travel are often the unplanned, spontaneous ones. All you need is a starting point. Give yourself a target departure date, even if it's a year or two away. The world is waiting for you. Don't let the fear of not having enough money hold you back from experiencing it.